All right, and we are live Monday night. Hey, everybody, happy Monday to you. A couple hours of hanging out. Well, I certainly got my exercise this evening. Let's make sure. There it is, picking up the side chat there. Binga, banga, boinga. Monday nighty feels all righty. Countdown to the road. Well, it was a countdown to a gym workout today. The neighbor's dogs got out through the fence, and we just got back, ate dinner, took about an hour and a half chasing them down the street through rush hour and early evening traffic to get them back in lockup. I don't know how these dogs are so strong. They've put up that orange stuff that they use for temporary fences, and mudslides and things like that. The dogs just tear right through that stuff. They've had chicken wire. They've had chicken wire in there up, and those dogs just go. I don't know. They just make it out. Little Millie Vanilli leads the way, and I don't know how Domino, the big black lab, squeezes through and follows down the road. Hello, Syad. Swamp Pick, nice to see you. Happy Monday to you. Getting ready for Valentine's Day tomorrow, and then Saturday's the big blast off for the road. We got so many people to see. We are so excited. Brenda, how are you doing, sweetie? Nice to see you. Who doesn't like dogs, though, right? Huh? Even when they're bad to the bone, because when you take off and you go out, and then somebody's like, "Oh, our dog's gone out. Can you help us find it?" You don't know whether they went down. You don't know whether they ran across the street. You don't know whether they went up the street. You've got no bloody concept where those dogs went off to. Luckily, though, looks like they went up to, actually, they did go up to where the traffic was on the other big road. Hey, what are we doing for Valentine's Day? I think we're going to treat ourselves to Popeyes dinner. I'm still kind of under the big donation to breastcancer.org. So I'm kind of on a budget for the month here. So, hey, Joey D, nice to see you. Happy Monday night to you. And I hope everything is going well in your world. Jimmy the hobo just bashed out his wife. What did he do? What was Jimmy the hobo? I didn't even know Jimmy the hobo was even around anymore. I thought he got run off of YouTube. Yeah, I think that Popeyes will be pretty good for we both like Popeyes. Keep it simple. I mean, my first experience with Popeyes was awful. We did a Friday night foodies review. We went down to Popeyes, and it was like a nightmare. It smelled like the bathroom had overflowed into the restaurant, and you couldn't even sit on that side over there to eat. So we ended up coming back to the sitting by the door there. But this local one up here was so totally different. Let's see, Jimmy. 4:30 wake up call. Jimmy the hobo was on Elvis chat. Told Elvis he is mental. Well, how many times has he heard it? I got my Tisabri on Valentine, so I'll be home soon. The Popeyes here in Connecticut is awful. Well, the one down the road was terrible, but the one up here is pretty good because it was a real new one. It only opened in November or December. I'm trying to think when I bought that computer, the Dell XP15. Oh, pardon me. So what's going on, guys? Happy Monday to you, Eddie. Nice to see you. The little bear is over there. Yeah, everybody's getting ready for Valentine's Day. We keep it kind of low key here. We don't really go out to dinner in all the stuff that's going on. Hey, Lisa Carly. Yeah, Jen's over there. She's looking at some of her tractor videos in German. So I'm almost picking up some new German. I hope you're doing well. Lisa. Yeah, we were on a dog hunt tonight. The dogs escaped. We got an all-out alert all out alert. Can you help us get the dogs? They chewed through the front. They chewed through the front gate next door, and they took off. And this was like at the tail end of rush hour. Rosie, your other sub was right. I rechecked my math, and the stock had doubled in the last year, so it was 18 million. If he comes around, apologize to him. Who are we on? Bergs? Bergs, the Amazon man. Bergs Amazon stock. Is that what you mean, Rujix? Bergs? Elvis had to delete the chat. Well, what was the chat about? And why was Jimmy the Hobo on the Elvis chat? King of all things, how you doing, bro? Okay, yes, the Amazon stock. Lisa Carl, I'm doing well. My new teacuppy has been a handle, 1.8. A handle or a handful? All 1.8 pounds of her. That's cool. King, nothing's up. They're just telling me that I haven't seen Jimmy the Hobo in months. Why did he pop up on Elvis's chat tonight? That seems like a really weird combination. Yeah, one handful. Yeah, everybody around here is dodging flu and everything, so knock on wood. Jimmy tried bashing you earlier, and the king was sticking up for you. I don't even know Jimmy the Hobo, to tell you the truth. He just seems like another slacker. Oh, okay, talking about trannies and whatnot. Yeah. Well, a lot of people in his community has very flexible ethics about things, so I'm not surprised about that. It's whatever the church of whatever's working now. So I don't have a lot of, Jimmy the Hobo tells me all I need to know about him. I was funny shit. Elvis was trying to set up how great he was, and Hobo goes, "You mental." Well, that's one to another, I guess. Hell knows. I mean, I don't ever follow Jimmy the Hobo. I mean, I don't get a lot of entertainment value. The channels I follow are Shango066, who does electronics rebuilding. Generally like Mark. What's the guy that does that has like a million viewers? He goes around the world and does food. Mark Weems, food reviews. Gone with the Winds. Rosie Murphy, my hubby comes home. I want to hose him off from work. I don't want the flu. Yeah, you better had. The flu's raging. Jimmy was saying that Elvis needed to get some actual help, which Elvis didn't like. Hey, you can talk about stuff, and people can go on Hangouts all they want and blow V8 and blow themselves up and make themselves look high and mighty. But at the end of the day, you can't even lead a horse to water. What does it matter? So I don't even care anymore about all that nonsense. It's just all that crap gives me a headache now. It's all people talking the same crap every night, showing up at the same hangouts, talking the same nonsense, sipping the same Kool-Aid. If they would just get on with their life and turn away from that stuff, it would be better for all people concerned. But they can't. They're glued to the story. They're glued to the story. You talk about a few peanuts enabling when somebody comes in and lays a couple $1,000s on someone. Man, you just kept them rolling for months. Rosie, I'm thinking of doing some cooking videos and talk about travel, but I'm a little afraid. Lisa, in the right community, it's good, but the times are really bad kind of for doing that kind of stuff right now. I mean, trolling is at an all-time high. So just beware. I mean, you put yourself out there and you get what you get. I mean, it's like my friend Diane C. Hey, Don Juan, my friend Diane C. is down in Thousand Oaks down there. I always get it confused, Thousanders, and she was thinking about doing a video showing her old place. I said, honey, don't put anything up. It's the times that we're in right now. We're in with this whole shitstorm. Life said, all Hobo said about you, Rosie, was you a guy more about Elvis date with other T-girl in Florida last year. Yeah, well, Jimmy looks like a weeble when you come to, if I remember the Jimmy that I remember, he looks like those weebles, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down, that kind of thing. In the van, laugh out loud. Elvis got space. I don't know. I don't know. Seems to be all Elvis all the time on here, so it's been kind of refreshing to step away today. I have a Sony 6036A. Have had it since I was a teenager. It rocks my garage man cave now. Awesome sound. Did you see my STR? Did you see my STR 7065 today? I really lucked out when I opened that box to get the replacement. I picked up one on the wholesale market. Hey, Jalen, I picked up one on the wholesale market from a rebuild group, and it looks better than the one I'm rebuilding. Let's see, lockdown. Hi, good evening. Tell Elvis I'm moving on. He's too easily fooled, but it's always a pleasure to have met you and your better half and all your fans. God bless you. That's cool, lockdown. Okay, you watch it later. I got a Sony 7065 that's better than the one I'm rebuilding. I mean, it's a perfect faceplate. I'm taking it out today. And the thing is a beauty. All I've had to do is some contact cleaner. Otherwise, it's perfect. That's awesome. These vintage units are so good and they're so fun to work on, especially the Sonys. Just they're fireproof. They're bulletproof. They last forever. They're just awesome units. Sherman Oaks. I know Thousand Oaks, but it was founded by a guy named Sherman. I know, Diane. I give up. Just interchange Sherman and Thousand Thousand Oaks. Crazy. Shit. Yeah, good for lockdown. I mean, what's the point? You know, there's nothing to be salvaged out of that. Like I say, I put Elvis on an equal footing with everybody else on YouTube now. Nothing more, nothing less. So no more deserving of my attention than anything else on here. Jen and I did our video yesterday, and we said all we're going to say. So let the other people blow V8 and give each other reach around on panels and tell each other how great they are. That's fine. Yeah, just say I'm from the Oaks. There you go. I mean, if I'm always going to get it wrong, your dad's from Thousand Oaks, you're from Sherman Oaks. You know, life on the street, it's all a big reach around. What we're going to do to cure Elvis and all this stuff. And what happened was somebody came in and made a money drop that just made things worse for months now. Let's see, Rujik says I use a pair of SS1500 Sony speakers with it. Cool. Well, you know, I got the, you saw I got the JBLs, the James B. Lansings there. So I'm really, that's awesome sauce to, maybe you've seen some of the videos. I did some listening experience with them and they turned out really great. Turned out good. You know, we're pointing toward the road now. I don't have time for any more of this nonsense anymore. And yeah, some JBLs. I got the pair of them for a really cheap price. I have people that keep an eye out for stuff, and this stuff hit the thrift shops, and I couldn't believe it. I went with Jen. Yeah, that's what you need. Lockdown time to start playing my games again. Less stress on my heart. Good night. Oh, and goodbye. Lockdown. You just need to be hanging with the right people, my friend. You need to get out of those. You need to get out of those shit shows. Both sides, all sides. Okay, all sides. Okay, then you get on to other fun chats and you do the stuff that you want to do. You don't waste your time with nonsense. Don't give those people the time of day on that stuff. Okay, move on. Move on. He's in boring Ventura County. I'm in LA County. Much more exciting. Yes, you are, Diane. Much more exciting. But you know, I'll get that wrong 100 more times. Life on the streets. What did you think of the Super Bowl? You had to be a little down, being as you're in Connecticut and stuff. That had to be. You have to give the Eagles a little bit of credit. You have to give the Eagles a little bit of credit for the game that they played on there. That was a good game. Lisa Carlos, I don't go to Mike's anymore. I think he just likes attention. I'm not sure. I'll just, you know. I don't know what goes on there. It's all about character assassinations and BS and things like that. Let's see. Rujik said, life first, enjoyed YouTube. I use like the National Choir, watch nature shows and stuff from my brain, but my candy is YouTube. Yeah, I love YouTube. I love YouTube, but I make sure that I'm doing other videos too. I make sure I'm balancing my life with doing baking videos and doing things, getting ready for the van, ready for our travels, and doing, like today, another vintage audio piece. You know, and you see these other people, they just get so totally absorbed into this Elvis thing. And if they really wanted to make a difference, they would just stop watching that stuff. Hey, Vicky, how are you? But you've got enormous egos at play over there, enormous egos. So let's see, Ruji, absolute balance is very important. You got to do different things. We go out thrift shopping. I've gotten my channel back to the things that I do and the things that I want to enjoy. Yep, keep the topic moving. That's it. Nice to see you, Vicky, baby. I hope you're doing good. I hope you had a good Monday. I'm just on for a little side chat fun for a while. But that's one story I'm not going to be moving forward on anymore. I'm going to go to Tucker's place, just hang out, enjoy the tunes, see some people over there. But it's a story I'm not moving forward on anymore. It's too boring now. It's too, you know, a guy living in a tin can down there just captivates the bottom of YouTube like there's no tomorrow. I mean, it's just a way to just sit back and just chuckle about that. I only go online later in the evening for an hour or two. The rest of my life is wife, kids, etc. There you go, Rujix. That's exactly what you do. I watch because when you think Elvis can't get worse, I'm wrong. Huh? Oh, brother. Yeah, Tucker is cool. I like Poon a lot. I tried to step up for Poon with secret stuff yesterday and really felt really bad. You know, because Poon's a cool guy. And, you know, Poon himself is trying to step away from all of this crap, and they're trying to move on. They're trying to also go back to the stuff that they do. The parody, the amusement, the entertainment. But now everybody's sucked into this big shit show now of sit and wait. Diane said, Rosie, when I go outside, I can see the 101. I live about 6 blocks away. It goes all the way up to you and Missy Jen, and then it goes all the way up to Canada. It goes all the way down to San Diego. That's called the, what the hell is it called? The Camino Real, the King's Highway. That's it. Tucker's really cool. I mean, I came out of this thing. He's like the gem that I found in all of this stuff was to have a chat where you just didn't have to have all of that talk all the time, where people could talk about other stuff and listen to some tunes and just unwind. Absolutely unwind. And it's been glorious. It's been absolutely glorious. Yeah, the 101's my favorite for freeway. Hey, Jonathan Guest, Carlos Martinez, reborn, revamped, re-educated, retooled, restyled. Carlos is like, can you unban my can you unban my accounts? I go into the ban list. There's 200 accounts that have been banned by Greg and Juice, and like 170 of them are Carlos Martinez. Derivative accounts. Yeah, Rujic said I talk to Tucker all the time. He's a breath of fresh air. Yeah, it's the other environment. It's toxic over in the other place. It's totally toxic now. Totally toxic. Hey, what's smoking, Snoop? Nice to see you. Yeah, Carlos said, I'm trying, but I have the Purple Army after me now. What the hell is the Purple Army? That sounds like a gay activist group or something. Hey, Annie, nice to see you, honey. Unlimitless. Hi, Matt. Nice to see you. You know, life is too short. Jack Thompson, my secret weapon. Nice to see you, Jack. You know, life is too short, and sometimes you've got to disengage. You got to disengage. What are you going to do for the next 2 months while you sit around and wait for chargebacks? Sit there and bloviate and talk about this and talk about that, and then you know, rush over to watch the next Elvis hangout and then comment on that. Hey, Tyler, nice to see you. Mr. Handsome in the house. We punched our ticket yesterday on it. We punched our ticket. I don't much care. Elvis is now on a plane with everybody else. No more, no less. Let's see. It is, I think, they are streamers, YouTube millennial brats, wannabe hackers. So they are like they're like a young gay hackers group, Carlos, or something like that. Yeah, Tyler, always nice to see Handsome in the house. I mean, I'd go out of my mind, blowing my mind though. Mike has Fear. No, that's Todd Classy on the channel. Todd Classy. He's been around YouTube a lot of years. Fear is Todd Classy. Are you going to visit Marshall in Florida? He'll be one of the people that we see there, but he gets no higher elevation or no more visit time than Francis or Drew, Drury, Corey, anybody else down there. Toe said, wishing you safe travels on your trip, hon. Hope you have a good time away from the rancho. There is a factory down there below Fort Myers that Elvis told me about before that I'm hoping that we can get a tour of that. I'm really hoping that we can get a tour of that factory. I'm really interested in, I've never been to an RV assembly factory before, and I would love to see that. So it's right down below Drew, I think, in Fort Myers. It's like the Coachman Works or something like that. Greg is the icon. Yes, he's a dog. I was going to use my dad's picture in mine since we looked like twins. I had my beer buds on. I couldn't take all that coughing Mike was doing. I don't know. I haven't been over there. I was over there on eBeggar Elvis's this morning. Hey, there's Greg Campbell. Nice to see that. Nice to see you. I mean, yes, guy's practically dying. He's got his own stuff on his plate. Oh, I already told Gerald I want to see my coatsy in Louisiana, so maybe we'll meet. He's talking about coming up to Carolina, so probably we'll end up passing each other on I-10 or something going down there. I'd really love to see Gerald. Give him a big squeeze. The Gerald. Semper Fi, Ujiro, nice to see you. We've got honor, bravery, and a Marine in the house tonight. Rujik, who's his job's Fear? He's actually a award-winning wildlife photographer up on the Upper Great Plains. Who is this Jimmy the Hobo? I just think he's just somebody that for a while he was living in his car and then he hit the lottery or something. Yeah. Dory Lynn, yes. We got to remember to look you up. My God, we're never going to come. Dory Lynn, if we get to your place, we're never coming home again, babe. We're going to have ourselves a little hunk of Dory Lynn down there. So we love you, baby. We missed you. Haven't seen you in a long time. So hope everybody's having a good Monday night. I love seeing you too, honey. We would love to be able to see you. Do you like it better in Jack's Dory, or did you like it better in the Tampa area? I'm thinking that you liked it up there. Jim wastes money faster than Elvis. Yeah, I don't really know much about Jimmy the Hobo. Well, you can just hit my email on the channel, Diane. That's fine. Well, I mean, that's the sport. Hi, Drew. That's the sport to try to get Elvis to chimp out and stuff. So, but I'm burned on the whole thing is just, it's reached a terminal point where it's of zero interest to me to be involved in that stuff anymore. The people bore me. The only one that I really enjoy being on is Tucker Poons. Because I like the music, I like his playlist, I like the people that hang over there. It was so funny because Elvis was trying to get Hobo to say how great Elvis is. And Hobo goes, "You mental." I get it, Diane, but you got to understand the sign of the times here. There's a lot of messages and stuff coming in. It's better to send it on the O'Kelly mail. This mail has just been absolutely swamped. Hi, Oz, nice to see you. Yeah, that's the common term on YouTube. If somebody starts to go crazy on their hangout, we call it We call them chimping out. You know, when I was chimping out when, you know, when Blue Waffles put up that video where Rosie's nuclear meltdown. That's where I was chimping out back then. Yeah, it's nice to see Kevin Chambers. I think a lot of people have started to get burned out on all that nonsense because there's no forward progress. There's nothing happening. There's no forward traction. All the people do is sit around and wait. Talk about the wonder cures and things. No, I don't think Boris is Mike the $1 Million Man. Their voices are totally different. No. Oh. CBC. Elvis got wrecked by Jimmy the Hobo. Now Elvis is making up lies. I just don't even want to know. Yeah, it's the bottom of YouTube. There's no pretentiousness. You've got psychologists, lawyers, everybody running around, you know, with their own advice and everything. Yeah, they've been on panels before. So, I mean, Boris and Mike had an hour and a half discussion together on the panel. It was actually pretty interesting. I ain't waiting. I know Elvis will think just when, laugh out loud. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just all this latest shit show did was just extend out instead of having it probably already happened by now. It'll extend out now another 2 months or 3 months, and that's the only thing that has succeeded in happening now, because people might not like to hear it, but you know, Elvis in Vegas was running on fumes. Yeah, it takes a lot of money to put out this. Put out a lot of. It takes money to put out on this. No, I thought you meant me. Chimp out time. Where's the burbs? Hey, Honey Badger, nice to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Only thing that keeps Marshall's channel going is the people there to troll him. Sad but true. That's exactly right. Exactly right. No, Rujix, it's perfectly fine to be entertained. It's just, you know, it's compelling. It's a lot more interesting than TV. But at some point, people have to acknowledge the mistakes they've made, like I've made. So, you know, that's the difference. CBC, I do what I want to do. I go where I want to go. I see who I want to see. And that's never going to change. But I do appreciate the advice. I'm too old in my life to have people telling me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. So I'm glad to see you, Honey Badger. Yeah, and those who donate. So I'm keeping my money in my pocket. How tall are you and Missy Jen? I am 5'6", and Missy Jen is 5 feet 9 inches tall. Yeah, we've had a lot of new people in the panel, Dory Lynn. Thank you. I'd love to get you back in again. Kevin, we're kind of getting packed up. We're getting things together. Watch tomorrow morning's video. We got a very significant thing for the trip in there. Yeah, I got great friends like Greg Campbell that have stuck with me for years, and a lot of other people that stick to me like glue, and that's great. They're not going anywhere. They're not swayed by all the nonsense they see because they know the kind of person that Rosie is inside. So it's very hard to move people off of that reality, and that's what bothers some people, that they think some people will just be moved off because somebody creates a lie or something. Is Marshall 2 inches? I'm 5'6". I'd say Marshall's 5'8". Missy Jen's 5'9". So, oh, it looks like I'm taller. Okay, because I'm always wearing lifted shoes. Yeah, George looked good in that harness, didn't he, Annie? Dory Lynn said, I've always been around Oz, just away from the keyboard. Hey, Fun Finder, nice to see you. I know Dory Lynn's never far. I know that. She's one of my Facebook buds. I know that she's around. Yajiro, you never know, but it is what it is. You make great videos, not a bunch of crap. Thank you, Kevin. I think if more people took time to make content and stuff, YouTube would be a better place. Yeah, without my heels, he's 2 inches taller than I am. There's no doubt. People rub one out, Rosie, and some of these other people try to say, "That's great, Snoop. We love you." Snoop's our guardian angel. Yeah, it's good. Don't donate to anybody. Just keep your money in your pocket. What's the point in the long term? What's the point? All these people do is they polarize people into two camps, and they make people that wouldn't even have cared before. They give them now a vested rooting interest in keeping things going. Hey, Emerson, nice to see you. Yeah, content and not e-begging. Yes, exactly. And not wasting your time sitting around talking about this stuff day after day. You know, we made it quite clear in our video yesterday morning exactly how we feel about stuff. We could not have been any more crystal clear in that video. We've got whole new venues. We've got a road ahead of us to explore, and we're excited, and we're not going to be dragged back into that nonsense again. Donate to my bud. It's all up about. Do they make shoes to make you short? I need some. Good luck, Kevin. Yeah, he doesn't want to work. I don't know why people don't understand that. You know, get some Prozac in the guy and just let the money roll off, and that'll be it. It'll be done. Packing's coming along good, Emerson. Wednesday is going to be our big day. Well, the sad thing, Dialectic, is that big slug of money came in, and then he moved that to a different location. So, you know, I mean, now his life will continue for months. Whereas if people hadn't done anything after Las Vegas, it was like that thing was running on fumes, but people won't acknowledge that. They won't acknowledge that. So they make up all kinds of crazy, far-fetched stories and things. Yeah, he has no one. Yeah, Annie, we're really excited too. Yeah, you feel better. People forget that. I've done videos before that the mental satisfaction from earning a paycheck, from going out there and doing something productive that actually contributes to society instead of redistributing wealth that's already there, creating new wealth. I couldn't agree with you more. That's it, Diane. So I'm afraid he'll die alone and no one will know where his body is. Well, the big difference between the people that sit in Bloviate on other panels now and myself is I care about what happens to him when it's all over. When they close down the show and move on and don't really care about the man that's left at the end. And that's where I will be. Yeah, Ujira's like, I like to Rosie secretly funds of. He doesn't need my funds, man. He just got $2,000. He got $2,500 dropped on him. Don't you understand? I mean, he doesn't need any money. He's good to go for months. I mean, he might need to get his teeth fixed or something. Bergs. Yeah, it's good to retire from hangouts. The Bergs is a positive guy. I know that, Bergs. I know that. Take some time off, enjoy, go walk around, go to Pike Market, toss a few fish around and enjoy life. The Bergs is an awesome guy. I know that. Yeah, Bergs, this is Dory Lynn, one of my dear friends for years here on YouTube. She stays in her foxhole, but she's around. Yeah. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, the whole Elvis shtick is now prolonged for months, but you won't hear anybody stand up and take responsibility for that. So, yeah, I know you, Jiro. You just shake your head when you see the conspiracy floated around. When the conspiracy is right in that panel, right in that group. That's the real tragedy of things, that the timing was so off on that. The timing was so terrible. And then all the egos involved. They couldn't just do something and walk away and not announce it and not, but had to take the victory lap. Berg said, going to do some chooching and practice guitar more. That's it. You got to be positive in life. This YouTube stuff will pull you down. Snoop said, T-Bergs, I bet you'll be on a hangout before Rosie. And Missy Jen come back. Yeah, don't let people get you down. Be your own person. Just understand on YouTube. Well, it was, I'm not going to talk about that. I said I wouldn't talk about that guy anymore, and I don't plan on talking about it anymore. I'm not going to mention his name anymore on my Hangouts and stuff. I don't really need it. I'm moving on in my life, but the timing was ridiculous. Hi, Melanie. Nice to see you, but you'll never hear anybody own their screw up, right? It'll be somebody else's problem, that something didn't happen, that resolution wasn't reached on YouTube. How's it going, Melanie? Nice to see you, honey. Thanks for stopping by for a little bit on a Monday night. I usually get on a bit earlier, but we were on a dog mission to chase some dogs to help the neighbor. The neighbor had surgery, the guy, so he's hobbling around. And his dogs chewed through the fence. Yeah, Mike sent you 10 links today. Yeah, I can imagine so. Yeah, he who shall not be named. Yeah, Bergs is all right. Just the Bergs is bigger than life. The Bergs is like what would you say? The Bergs is like Lumpy Rutherford on Leave It to Beaver, right? Oh, hi, Mrs. Cleaver. You look very fetching today with your, is that new pearls? Maybe that's Eddie Haskell. Gee, Mrs. Cleaver. Yeah, there comes a time where you got to punch out. The Berg, you got to punch out from that stuff. It's so ridiculous. The high and the self-righteous. I mean, I have to laugh. It's so funny. Yeah, that's it. It's gone good. I miss the old live stream chats are coming back, Melanie. I'm pushing ahead. Yesterday morning we put up a video and oh, thank you, Life on the Streets. It's really been nice to have you here. You are really a wonderful addition to the channel, and there's been so many people that came aboard in the last 6 weeks or so. It's been awesome. Yeah, it's cool, Bergs. Just take a break. Do the things that you enjoy doing. Like I say, go down to Pike Market there, throw some fish around. Go down there, volunteer to help on the tuna unloading, and get the hell down there. Toss some fish around, and you'll be back to your old self again. Get some steel reserve. Be like John Belushi on Animal House. Just crush those on your head, and just enjoy life. Snoop's like, Bergs, let's bet on that. Well, I think actually the Bergs and I had he didn't know I had given the Bergs out a link last night, and he didn't immediately come on, and I just wanted to shut the Hangout down, and then all of a sudden he popped up on the I hadn't closed out the chat window, so he was on the internal, so we had a chat for about an hour. He's a really cool guy. He's really a cool guy, and it was a pleasure to just one-on-one talk to him and get to know him, and a little bit about his backstory, which is fascinating. And I filled him in a little bit on what goes on here and who these people are in reels and stuff. And now he's got kind of a better, more rounded idea of things. So it's good. I mean, he's a fascinating person when you get to know him. When you get to know him in person. Yeah, Greg said, that's good. That's how you met Julie online. Berg says, I've been known to hand out 20s and 100s to buskers in Seattle. I'm moving to Seattle. I'm going to make pretend that I play. I'm going to make pretend that I play a guitar up there. I was married 30 years. Mine met a woman in line and was gone that night. He's since remarried another. Wow, that's something, Annie. That's something. That's kind of sad. That's good. Melanie said, I met my husband from MySpace and we've been married 10 years. You had a baby recently too, didn't you, Melanie? You had a baby girl, I think, recently. That's awesome. Oh yeah, too many people. Yeah, Diane said too many people lie and say they're not smokers. So, Diane, I don't know why people would not be truthful about that. You know, it's like they're gonna know. Yeah, I had my daughter Hensley 8 months ago. Yeah, that's good. That's really wonderful, Melanie. Yeah, it's been 10 years, Annie. That's cool, honey. I get it. I get it. I just think, wow. But you know, how are you going to hide that you're a smoker? And what's the point? I mean, if you're a smoker, you know, you don't think they're going to notice that you reek of butts? Life on the streets. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, romance. Life on the streets. Like, I met my wife at Dunkin' Donuts 12 years ago. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Give me a dozen of them jelly donuts. Let's sit down and have a meeting. Hmm? You look like a real sweetie. Let's get some of them jellies. Yeah, that's tough, Annie. I hear you. That's tough. Takes years to get over that. I mean, it's just so shocking. It's so sudden. This lovely gal I was dating all of a sudden had to go ahead and have a cig. I don't date smokers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're going to eventually find out. Why not be upfront? I mean, I don't understand that. Good for you. That's great. Life on the streets. Keep it up. The first week's the harder, and every week gets easier after that. And he says, I met mine when we were teens. Well, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I'm a smoker. Pass, pass, puff. Let's see. So much hate and jealousy on YouTube, Rosie. People are responsible for their own lives. No one owes any. No one's owed anything. Anyone anything. Well, Bergs, my theory on you is you just stumbled into what looked like a fun place. I mean, you discovered me first, and then you know we were on Hangouts, and you were on Side Chat, and then I brought you on panel and stuff, and then it's hard if you just stumble in here because you don't know the lay of the land. You don't know what's going on. You don't really know, like it's like Kelly Kapowski said, I never really knew about Elvis and stuff, and you know, it's really difficult. I always said it's like catching a moving train that's moving at like 50 miles an hour, and it's very difficult. You can break an arm getting on there. And then once you're on the crazy train, it just keeps picking up steam and it's hard to get off. It really is. And then you don't know really who you're supporting, and you can come in, you can drop in like you did, Bergs, and then you see somebody like Elvis, and your initial instinct is, why is everybody ganging up on this guy? You know, what's the problem? You know, that and then only later do you discover some of the horrifying realities of his behavior and stuff, and then you're like, whoa, I can't support that. That's why you kind of got to listen to people when you're new in a community. You really have to trust what some people tell you. They're not lying to you about the way that some things are down here. And people would come in, and it's like this latest crop of people that came in the I'm going to change Elvis, or I'm going to go up on panel and I'm going to give advice on what they should do and all I think his family should do, and he needs a medical intervention. I mean, this is like deja vu all over again. This is like 2015 revisited. The only thing that changes is the people. That's all. And you just want to tell these people, just stop, save your breath, tune out, go do your gardening, go do whatever you want to do, go make your preaching videos or whatever, but just let it go. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Snoop. You didn't smell the cigarettes on her clothes when she came in? Yeah, that's it, life. I hop on and off the crazy train. I bought a lifetime ticket back in the 80s. I mean, Greg Campbell, you need to have your head examined. Being on my moderating my hangouts for all these years. Every month I have to apologize to Greg's wife for That's what I'm saying, Lisa Carly. It's all for the aggrandizement of them now that come up and speak their grand plans for everything. It's all about them now. It's not about Elvis. That's Berg said extra anchovies. Yeah, I'm not about anchovies. That's not my thing. Yeah, poor Greg. That's what I say, Lisa. So have fun, do your own thing on YouTube. I mean, a person like you belongs in as lovely and pretty as you are, should be in the beauty community and should not be down in this swill at the bottom of YouTube with all this mess and all this character assassination and all this. It's not fitting for you, honestly. You're a woman of class and obvious breeding and things, and this is like Helltown down here. I mean, I'm cut out for it by being a street urchin and growing up in a Shitville and all that. I'm perfectly suited for this environment. Snoop said, I can smell cigarette smoke a mile away. It's interesting. Yeah, I just don't know why anybody would ever go on a short-term date if they were going to pretend that they're not a smoker. Diane said, I smoked a pack a day for 30. Berg says, I'm like anchovies, Rosie. You either love me or you hate me. I don't think so, Bergs. I think people can like you too. And you've come a long way in a very short, very, very short period of time. You started out, you came in hot and loaded, and look at how good you were on the last hangout. You lasted 6 hours. Greg said, Rosie, the last shrink I went to, I had to see a shrink themselves after 5 visits with you. That's funny. Yes, you're very polarizing, Bergs. But the funny thing is, they all want you up on panel, because you're good entertainment value. You're good. They're all about the views. That's what it's all about, getting the views up there. So be flattered. Thank you, Lisa. That's sweet. I've tried to be nice to people. It often is, well, not sometimes it's backfired on me. But you got to own your stuff. Hi, Monroe. Nice to see you, sweetie. Hope your night's gone good. I'm like crack. People want to hit the Bergs bike. That's it. I want to get a little glass of water. I'll be right back. I love that. Have a little bit of sody pop tonight. But my point of Lisa Carly is, I mean, you're obviously a quality person, and sometimes, you know, you can get in trouble down here. Like I say, you can get doxxed out, people harass you and things, and like for me, if you're already doxxed out, it's a different story. You know that everything to your family's been said, done, businesses, everything. But for new people that come in, you try to warn them about stuff so that they can protect their privacy. BTB, there it is. Nice to see you, BTB. BTB is another person that's a really high quality individual, and he really minimizes his time in contact with this whole shit show. So that accrues to the kind of person that he is, and I admire that. I really do. Berg said I was like that even as a kid. I never wanted to be in the middle. I was very wild, the center of attention. That's fun. Monroe Red's like, we can tell. Monroe Red, let me ask you, sister. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you this, Monroe Red. What do you think of Bergs when you see Bergs up on the panel? Is the Bergs persona, does that turn you on? Does that excite you to see a real man up there, Bergs, you know, taking over, running the deal? What do you think, Monroe Red? Does that stir you inside? Oh, you crack up. But don't you love Bergs is like bigger than life when he gets up there. His voice is big. He's out in the garage there. But Monroe Red, would you go on a date with Bergs one time if Bergs asked you out? Now Bergs is a man about town in Seattle. But if he said, I'd like, hey, let's go out to Starbucks and have a cup of coffee or something like that. Hey, Mallory, nice to see you. I loved your video today. Put it this way, I'm doing Greg, yeah. So when I'm on panel, I'm always just wanting to talk. That was a really funny video that Mallory had up today. So I had to say, man, I'm really rolling in high company now with that. With that. That was unbelievable today. I thought to myself, man, I finally made it up to the big time, you know. Okay, yeah, that's cool. You see that, Bergs? Monroe said if I was single and he promised to stay sober, that'd be pretty cool, you know. There you go. Monroe's obviously a looker, so Bergs, straighten up, fly right, cut the bullshit. I'm going to turn this into a dating channel now. What do you think, Dory Lynn? Do 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 the match game, the match game. Do 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 do. With Gene Rayburn. Let's play the match game. Yeah, he's too much when he's drinking. Yeah, you can imagine. Oh, I'm nothing, Monroe, but I'm just saying, honey. Can you imagine when Bergs goes down for Bergs has to go down for another beer run? Can you see him? Can you see him like staggering? Let me show you Bergs going. Here's Bergs going. I need some of that. I need some of that steel 210. And as soon as the door opens, as soon as he opens the door to Mr. Singh's corner store down there, and falls in the front door, Mr. Singh already has the steel reserve in the bag, ready to go for Bergs, and just ready to go. Yeah, he's screaming at random people on the streets, "Get out of the way! The Bergs. The Bergs. Yeah, the hate is rolling in deep. Rosie Elling was trying to dodge bullet. Yeah, Mallory, you've made it into you've made it into elite company now. You know, this is no place for sense on YouTube. Yeah, you could add personal ads at the, but maybe we should have, maybe I should start. What do you think, Diane? Should I start a new channel for like maybe in spring now when the bikini baking ends? Maybe we do like a meetup thing here on YouTube, and maybe we just pick two a random guy and a random girl here, and we get them up on the panel, and we kind of introduce them and see if they start throwing beer bottles and shit at each other. Yeah, nothing wrong with a 40 now and then. That's it. The Bergs. Yeah, LGBT dating. Wouldn't that be dire? Just general all around. Like I'd put Monroe Red. I'd get Monroe Red up on there because she's a beautiful gal. I'd get her up on the panel. Then I'd get Bergs up there. And I would just kind of moderate what would be your dream date. Yeah, no drinking and driving. That's it. That's one thing we never do. We always take a cab or do something if we're going to be drinking or driving. Very important. Yeah, Monroe, could you imagine that? Like the match game. Do. Monroe Red, come on down and have a seat, and introducing the Bergs. Monroe's like already running from the studio, right? Mallory says, thank God I have Brandon as my understudy. Too many haters to combat them all. Well, Mallory, we put you down for a few dozen to handle. That's a light day for you. So the Bergs only dates deadhead chicks. Really? Bergs, you come down, they introduce you, and you come on in, and it's like I have to say, and Monroe, I'd like you to meet the Bergs. And you'd be like, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Oh my, that's the shortest date. That's the shortest date in history on there. Isn't that funny? This is your year, Monroe. This is your year, honey. Bergs likes hippie chicks. Bergs, I didn't know you were 420 or myself. I thought that, don't you have to go through testing at Boeing periodically? Don't you have to go through the 5-panel drug screening at Boeing? Yeah, she'd be next. Please, door number 2. They'd be like, I'm sorry, Monroe Red, there is no door number 2. We'll be whisking you off to your dream date to the Bahamas. Monroe's like, I'll be those cartoons that wind up running. Can you imagine? Zzz, like Roadrunner, and there's Bergs running behind, and Monroe's like, beep, beep. Catch me if you can. Monroe, we're going to whisk you off to lovely Atlantis in the Bahamas, where you'll spend 1 week with your dream boat, the Bergs. Monroe's like, oh, I think I got norovirus. Can you imagine that? You have to put a camera on each of them, and like, and now it's breakfast with Bergs. Here we go. Monroe, what do you think the Bergs should have for breakfast today? Oh, Monroe, let me pull your seat out for you. Have a seat. Oh, shit. That's funny. Yeah, you got anthrax all of a sudden, Annie, That's funny as hell. Yeah, Diane's quite a sweet gal. Your dream date, Bergs in a Speedo. Honey, we're going to hit the big slide down there. Just let me hold you in my arms and we'll go down. And you hit that water, you know, at the Atlantis, they got that long slide that goes all the way down. And when you get in the Berg's arms, you hit the water so hard down there, you almost knock yourself out at the bottom. Hey, Rob, good to see you. You're just in time. We're playing the dating game here. Oh, shit. We're imagining Bergs and Monroe Red on a dream date. We're kind of playing the match game. We got them down in the Bahamas now. Now the next thing we're going to do, Monroe, we're going to do parasailing. Monroe's like, well, I think I'll definitely be into chicks now. Yeah, win a date with the Berg. Let's spin the big wheel. You get to either take the Grand Canyon flight in a helicopter with Bergs having about 2 6-packs under his belt up there. Hey, let me go over and hold you out the window, Red. Get a better view out there. What do you think? Oops. Oh, shit. Yeah, Monroe's like, I'm switching teams right away. That's funny as hell. That's your first date, Monroe. The drunk helicopter flight over the Grand Canyon. That's always sure to make the. You always wanted to go out in a big way in the paper. There you go. Tragically, today in Las Vegas, one couple on a date for a television program accidentally made a helicopter spin out of control, hitting the canyon wall and killing it. That's date number one. Let's see, date number two. What would that be? We're going to go to what? We're going to go to the rodeo or something like that. And just to impress you, Monroe, Bergs gets down there and says, you know what I'm going to do, Monroe? Watch me. I'm going to ride one of these bulls out. And Monroe's yelling up at the crowd. I hope the bull stops the shit out of him. I already said that. I wanted to have a fundraiser, a GoFundMe, to have Bergs go over and do the running of the bulls in Pamplona. Could you imagine that? Watching the Bergs run down the street with a microphone on. Rosie, I'm going to kill you when I get back if I survive this thing. And here come the bulls behind him, and he's banging on all the doors. Let me in. That ain't right. You know, just go, fucking bull, stop. Oh, shit, I'm dying. Could you see Bergs the running of the bulls over there? That's it, Fun Finder, running with the Bulldogs or something over there. That would really, yeah, Red Rose. How about this story, then? A Red Rose in his teeth running down the street. And he's just screaming, I'm going to kill you, Rosie. This is the worst idea you ever had. Yeah, I just think, where else could we send Monroe, Red, and Bergs? What other places could we send them off on? What about like how about Naked and Afraid? What do you think? Right? I mean, there's the Bergs there. Bergs is like rubbing, he's licking his chops. Here we go. Yeah, we're going to be surviving in the jungle with all those mosquitoes and everything. And here comes Monroe comes around the corner, and all of a sudden her hair just stands. Like, I'm not taking my clothes off. And the producer's like, I'm sorry, Monroe, you agreed on your contract that you would do this. She's like, give me that fucking contract. Are you kidding me? Can you just imagine that, Naked and Afraid? All right, here's Bergs' worst date, the dollar menu at Mickey D's. Could you imagine? Now, Monroe Red, let me ask you, honey, you're a good-looking gal. You know, what are you going to do if a date comes up? Now, Bergs, you've already agreed to see Bergs because he said, Monroe, I'm going to be sober. And I'll tell you what, you know, Monroe says, I'd be more scared of Bergs than the jungle. But Monroe, here's the next scenario. A guy picks you up. Let's say that Bergs comes and picks you up in his like 73 Vega or Pinto or something like that. And he says, I got a really big night planned tonight. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to McDonald's and I'm going to let you pick out something on the dollar, man. And then we're going to go down to Mom's basement. And we're going to hang out with my mom for a while. And maybe we'll get the Scrabble board out or something like that. Now, are you going to A, run like hell, right? B, call the police. C, call your dad. Berg says Berg's only buys chick shots of tequila. It's like liquid pants remover. What do you think, Diane? Your aunt had a brand new Pinto, huh? Rob, do you remember those Citations? Weren't they crazy? I mean, they were just the ugliest fucking cars, weren't they? I'm really working hard on that. I'm just trying to imagine Monroe's reaction when she goes on these dream dates. Yeah, Life on the Street says if you're really good, I'll take you to Dunkin' Donuts afterward. Here comes Berg starts to make the move. And here's Monroe. He's like starting to slide into and get on the neighbor's lap, you know. Bergs as usual. Give a Bergs hug. I think the Bergs is cute. You know, I'm messing around with Bergs, but Bergs is a sweetheart. He'd be the kind of guy that would be a perfect gentleman. Berg said, got to go right for the shots. No beers, no wine. Tequila. Only tequila, huh? Well, you know, Monroe Red looks like the kind of gal that's kind of got to be wined and dined a little bit. Mallory said Bergs would never make a move that's smooth or quiet. That's funny. That's funny. You'd have to go to the Mallory Williams finishing and dating school over there. Seems to like it. Bergs. Now let me tell you, you know, we're gonna have to undo a lot of damage first. we have to tear down the man to build the man. And then 2 weeks later, Bergs comes out with a tuxedo on, and he's styling and profiling. Okay, Monroe says, no, he seems like a good guy. Makes me laugh. I was painting last night listening to Hangout. I was cracking up. That was funny, huh? That's what you need down here, Mallory Williams. You need to open a finishing school here. That's the long lost art in the world is finishing schools, right? Hi, Scotty. Nice to see you. You know, because Mallory, they don't really teach you anything these days about that. How to properly eat at a table with all the from the salad forks to the working to the inside, and how to properly scoop your soup to, you know, all the good manners and trainings of being a gentleman and a lady. Bergs don't wine and dine at shots and a ride in a limo. Wow. Limo ride. Way to go, Bergs, huh? Monroe's thinking to herself, how much room is in the back of this limo? She's running from one corner to the other. And of course, Bergs has the soundproof glass. And all Monroe you just see is her beating on the glass. There's Mallory says, I do, Rosie. Will you back me? I would work at his Shine Shack 5 days a week. Oh man, Mallory, you'd have your hands full. This is just really savage. I mean, can you imagine a Mallory Williams dinner party? She's like, Ellie, I think I'm gonna have to hide the knives here. And Ellie, let me tell you, don't turn your back on anybody. We're not all getting out alive tonight. I just have a feeling tonight we're just not getting out of this alive. Ellie be like, Mallory, don't worry. I got you covered. I'm from New Jersey. Now, don't worry. You're very refined. You don't have to sully your hands with this. I'll take care of everything. Get the fuck out. Mallory's like, well, or else, what else, Mallory? Let's talk about the Mallory Williams Craft School, right? Okay, Mallory has training for dexterity and being able to do things and be creative with your hands. And Ellie comes in. And she sets up the places for everybody. Everybody's got really those nice little real Sharpie scissors. And Mallory's like, Ellie, this is the bottom of YouTube, honey. You know what's going to happen if we put these? We need to round these, honey. We need to round these on there. We need to round these scissors, honey. The little roundy ones, right? Let's go over to kindergarten and see if we can. We all need a Mallory Williams makeover. I'm going to be meeting Mallory in Orlando, so I'll probably get the crash course, the 1 hour. Yeah, the lace napkins, Everybody cut out their little lace napkins. That's funny as hell. Yeah, Teresa could show the correct way to drink wine from a box. Could you imagine that? This is like classic YouTube video, right? Mallory encounters Teresa with box wine. Are you kidding? You didn't put that in my fridge, did you? Yeah, I'm getting to be a fat tranny, but I'm enjoying life, right? Oh man, thank you, baby. Yes, she just uses a straw. Ellie, and he's like, you're not putting that into mine. Yeah, you know what I found about guys seem to like the fat trannies a little more. So yeah, the Bergs, I got to get you enrolled in the charm school there for sure. Like. Ellie makes it. Ellie is a backbone of the Hangouts. Yeah, yeah. Mallory's a blast. I just visualize all these encounters of the box wine, and then Janet shows up. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just top heavy, that's all. Right? I'm not really fat. Oh, that's fine. We'll get there. We're gonna be in the Ocala. Yeah, we'll get it figured out. Ain't no problem. We're gonna figure it out, Mallory. We'll give you plenty of heads up. Hey, baby Wendy's got 4 for $4. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I think Ellie's a lot of fun. I love Ellie. She's got a really exuberant personality, and you've certainly seen her. Yeah, wouldn't that be great, Bergs? Maybe next December, Bergs, we float you into Vegas down there. You can get us set up at a villa at the MGM Grand with the hot tub and everything. What do you think, Bergs? Must-see video. We'll bring everybody in. You can fly Mallory in. You can fly in who? Diane, Dory, Ellie, get the coop in there, get the whole crew in there, right? Get that villa, baby. That would be good. Bergs, don't tease people now, okay? Yeah, it's nice to see Dory Lynn back. It's really made my night tonight to see her. Where did poor Monroe? I guess she passed out over on that. It's just too much for her to handle. The Bergs just accidentally smothered her in the limo. Be right back. Hey. Huh? No, I'm on my own. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just moved on from that. So I just got to get that back to my. Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. All right. Thanks for letting me know. All right. Bye. All right. All right. Well, that came in good. You should do that anyway, Shrew. All right. Bergs, do you go to Vegas a couple times a year? You think that's a possibility, huh? Let's see. We'd have to put a paper bag over Ellie's head with her privacy issues. She's really Kung Pao says she's got that voice and laugh that makes you want to play limbo with a. Yeah, Diane, I know that you're close to Vegas. It's about 7 hours for us to get down there. Berg says I usually get everything comped. When's the last time you went down there? When's the last time you were down there? I think that'd be fun. I love that when everybody. Who was that? LOL, was that Elvis? Who was? Did Elvis stop in? Comp is not free. You have to agree to gamble 30,000 a night. I mean, yeah. Why? I mean, yeah. They're gonna meter your play. You get in there. I don't know if it's 30,000, but they're probably gonna want you to put at least 10,000 through your thing. I've been around for 15 years. What's your game? I enjoy craps table. I enjoy poker, Texas Hold'em. Yeah, 30K is a little much, I think, for doing that. That's why you put a shit ton of money in their vault. That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, Melanie, when you can go up and just drop, 189 bucks a night at Bellagio and not have to worry about anything, or go down to the Encore or Win. Yeah, craps is an interesting game. It's just a repeating numbers game. The basic flow of craps is that you throw the dice one time and you establish a number like 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. And if they mark that number, once you roll like a 4, they'll put the little black marker on the 4, and then you roll the dice again, and you can keep rolling the dice until you either make the number, which is a 4, and you get paid off 2-1, or you roll a 7, in which case you lose and they take your money away. That's all the craps is. Everything else is just little extra things on there. Hard ways bets, hard 8, hard 6, all that kind of stuff. Luxor has sideways escalators. Yeah, the only, like Scotty said, he does that play comp play, and the only problem with that is they pressure the hell out of you. And it's, yeah, bet on the pass or no pass, no bar. You can also make lay bets against people making their points and things. You can work both sides of the table. It's the only game that really allows you to also bet against the dice. Yeah, how you doing, King? Nice to see you. So it's kind of interesting. Nomadic Van Addict said, I want to go to Vegas with the king. Vegas with the king. Let's see, Diane said, blackjack odds in Vegas changed a lot since I first started playing in the 80s. It's terrible now, Diane. It used to be a 3-2, now it's a 6-5. So they're always working against you. All the pay tables and the poker slot machines have worsened. It's a real mess. Good night, Monroe. Nice to see you, honey. Always a pleasure. Yeah, Jack says, I used to be a whale. Now I'm a minnow. Coach, I've been doing other stuff today. I just got on no YouTube. Now, what kind of shit did I step into? Yeah, Nomadic Van Addict, they've been rolling at the 3 for 2. And I had fights with a woman. I tell her, hey, you can go across the street and get 3-2 blackjack. Why play a 6-5 game? She's well, you're stupid. 6-6 is big. 6-5 is bigger than 3-2. I'm like, whatever, you know. Go to Reno if you want a great path. It's a lot better than Vegas. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for Reno. It's just the town is a little scuzzy. You know, you go east of downtown, and it's a pretty wrecked up town. You go up to the Pepper Mill, you go up to Atlantis. That's cool up there. King says, why gamble anyways? Do some drugs and hit the club. I just heard bits and pieces of what Marshall was saying, that Jim the hobo was saying about you. It's always something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Coach, I don't even care anymore. It's all a clown show. It's of no interest to me anymore, Gerald. That ship has sailed. Yeah, Greg said the best payouts running a back room game. Okay, Scotty says, screw Reno. I hate having a house there. I just don't pay income tax, so it's great. Yeah, that's a really good thing. You know, that makes a big difference. If you're getting a tax break on that, yeah, that's great. Yeah, we're going to put Gerald on the roulette pays 32 to 1, but it's a very addictive game, but it also has very poor odds. Good night, Dory Lynn. Love seeing you, honey. Love seeing you, because you have a 0 and sometimes a double 0, and that just clears everything off. You know, and every 32nd time that you roll that ball is rolled, you have a chance of being wiped. Supet says, Rosie, I got hooked on video poker several years ago. Blackjack became boring for me, and people argue a lot with one another. Yeah, and I noticed that people get drunk a lot more on blackjack tables. People don't seem to get as drunk on the craps table because you have to pay a lot of attention. Craps is one of those games that your mind has to be in it all the time, because every time that the dice rolls, there's something happening there. You're either, if you have all your bets up and you're pressing your bets, or you have come bets going on, or you're making hard ways bets. There's always something that demands your attention. And I've noticed that people don't drink too much at the craps table, but they drink a hell of a lot. They drink a ton of stuff when it comes to the blackjack tables. They just sit there and keep knocking back drinks, and they start taking more long shot reaches. Craps is a fun game. The problem, Supette, is if you get a good roll, and I've been at crap tables where the person has literally held that dice for 45 minutes. 45 minutes they were rolling and they didn't roll a 7. Even when they made their point, they'd roll a 7 on the come out roll, and then they would get the dice, and you wouldn't see another 7 for 10 minutes. And then they'd roll and they'd make the next point. Then they'd get the dice and roll an 11, and then a 7, and then they'd go make another, they'd set up another point, then roll for another 15 minutes. You can literally take $100 in that kind of environment and run that up to about $20,000 in that short of a period of time if you're pressing all your bets and putting all your action hard there. The problem is a lot of times you'll get the board fully loaded up and then somebody rolls a 7 and then it just wipes out everything. So you lose money real fast too. Hi, Susie. We gonna miss you too, honey. We'll try to do some little hangouts from the road. Yeah, that's why casinos give out free drinks. You're more easy to bet more and more. That's exactly right. You're going to start doing what they call reach bets. You're going to stop sticking on certain numbers for taking a hit. You're going to start feeling, I feel lucky tonight. You're going to start hitting. You're going to start hitting 19 and crazy stuff like that. I saw somebody hit a 19. Hit a 19. And of course, the next card that comes up is a king. It's about as bad as you get, right? I just leaned in and I said, how'd that feel? Hey, Coach Isms, nice to see you. Yeah, I was actually in Vegas when Mayweather fought one time. That was pretty cool. That was a good time. That was a good time. Yep, King of All Things 2, the new and improved version. Yeah, I think Vegas meetups would be great. Joe said, "Do you ever play any of the Chinese table games in the casino and watch and can't for the life of me figure it out they're doing?" You know, I never really had a lot of interest in Pai Gow and all those, Joe. I tried playing some of them when I was in Hong Kong. We would take the jet foil over to Macau across the Pearl River Delta to where the gambling, and I'd watch them play all those Asian games and stuff, just Da Xiao, Big Small, and all these things. It was never my cup of tea. I just, it wasn't intriguing enough to me. I see them playing like, yeah, backgammon and chess are interesting. Hey, Joshy Bingham. Spill some of that ice cold water on your top. Low blood pressure tonight. Hey, Ellie, nice to see you. But I watch people play, well, they call it Pharaoh, but I don't know what they call where you get to 9. What the hell is that game? I can't remember, where they're all sit up around their table. It's usually a very high stakes game. And I'm trying to think, oh, we're going everywhere, King. We're going 8,000 miles. It's going to be a long, long trip. I'm trying to think, Drew, what's that game where they play, where they try to get to 9? They called it Pharaoh or something. Yeah, Josh, he says, I know that game. Cornhole. Yeah, there you go. Well, it's wild. No, we just have a travel van. We're going to be staying in hotels, King of All Things. It's going to be a lot more comfortable for us to stay in hotels. Yeah, go fish. King of All Things wants strip poker. That's what King of All Things wants. It's club strip poker. Some of those Assyrian dance clubs in Chicago. Trying to think of what is that game that they play that they all sit. You'll always see. Yeah, we hope to. Yeah, Josh, we're going to try to. We're not going to make everybody on the trip, but we are coming through Denver before we make a right-hand turn to go down to Colorado Springs. So hopefully we can stop and give you a hug and everything. No, I'm not a whale. I'm a low roller, Bergs. For me, the fun of Vegas is being a low roller. Yes, you do. There's a lot of great hotels. Drew, could I say not yet? I'm embarrassed to say I didn't. I was, but I did look at. I did take a look. Baccarat. Thank you, king of all things. Yeah, but I did enjoy looking. I went back and was reading some more articles out of your your monitor newsletter, which I thought was fascinating. Bergs is a mini wheel. I'm a real low roller, Bergs. Hondo, how you doing? I love I love I love watching Hondo stream. I'll tell you what, if you guys haven't subbed up Andrew Hondo, you got to check out it, man. When he does a real shit show, when he does his stream, this guy's gonna be a legend on. Hondo, you just too much, man. You just make my YouTube, man, when you're doing your hangouts. Shit. Between you and Vinny G, I laugh my ass off, you guys. Yeah, hey, Katie Bright, how you doing? Yeah, preparation, Hondo. Yeah, Drew takes beautiful pictures. Yeah, that's it, king of all things. You want to be out there with the people. I don't want to be standing at a gambling table. I want to be drinking, having fun. Yeah, Berg says I bring 50,000 for a 4-day weekend. Wow. Susie says I have a Baccarat crystal necklace. That's cool. Good night, Melanie. I'm really happy you came in, honey. Love you. Enjoy your little girl there. It's really nice to see Katie here. Everybody, the Hondo. The Hondo is like the Hondo is such a cool original character on YouTube. It's people like him that add the real joy to me on YouTube, that really have the fun. He was doing his Elvis imitations and stuff. And he was saying, every time you go on a hangout, I want every one of you, every time that you post something, I want to hear you go, woo, woo. Yeah, let me tell you, woo, every time you're on a hangout. Rob said, 50K ain't shit. That buys me dinner, bro. Oh, shit. But if you haven't seen one of Hondo's shit streams, they're really a blast. Hey, Zanudi. Nice to see you, Rob. I spent 50K at Burger King. Nice to see Zanudi Booty here tonight. Bergs, you would be kicked out of every casino once you have more than 211s. Real shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, Bergs, you can't go to these Syrian clubs, man, or they'll ram your head into a brick wall outside. They'll shrink you a couple inches down there. I've seen some of these Assyrian clubs, man. These guys play for keeps over there. Oh, wow. Diane said at my last job at the phone company, I usually work 48 hours a week on forced overtime. Were you unionized, Diane? I was in the CWA for a while. Yeah, what do you think, King? I mean, they don't screw around. I mean, if you look at a girl the wrong way in like an Assyrian club, because all the girls are really good looking and they all look like Kim Kardashian. Traveling said the last time Berg saw 50K, he watched 5 4K. Traveling, you're funny as hell. Shit, that's funny. Yeah, CWA. Yeah, I was CWA at when I worked at Western Electric Factory in Baltimore way back when. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, King. They'd knock his face off his beard. They don't fool around in those clubs. I mean, they treat their women with a lot of respect and stuff. And you see some of those clubs in there, and it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So we've had fun. We've had fun with the birds tonight. King of all things. I think it would be fun to be in Vegas with King of all things. I think that would be a hoot. I'd have King of All Things and the Bergs. I'd have Mallory and Ellie in there. Greg Campbell, the whole damn crew down there. That would be a blast. Bergs, because you ever seen some of those Assyrian girls in the clubs? Wow. I mean, they're unbelievable. They look like they're cut from the Kardashian mold. As JK NoCal says, you got to stick it in where you can fit it in, babe. That would be awesome. Greg's like, we got to find Rosie again, off the reservation. Oh, that would be a true blast. Okay, Berg says I go to gamble. I have no interest in gambling at all, zero. I do sports book. I have no interest in other gambling. I'm so burned out on that stuff. I go to Vegas for the sights and for the drinks and for the fun. I have like zero interest in gambling. Because the odds, every year the odds in Vegas just get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. They just keep stacking against you. The pay tables on video poker get worse and worse. Hondo said, I don't take the shit off anyone. Jordan disrespected my friend and Jack last night. My shows are about to get more shit. Hondo, I can't wait to come over. Hondo runs a real shitty show. Yeah, they're good looking when they're young, then they turn into Elvis. Women, yeah, fucking gambling, women, drinks, drugs in Vegas, baby. That's it. Yeah, that's what I say, Oz. You look at those hotels, they're built on losers, not the winners. Everything is about a 3%. I would say there's an average of about a 3.5%, 4% edge, which means that you have a certainty of ruin. In other words, the longer you stay in Vegas, let's say you start Bergs with $1 million to go to Vegas. Absolutely, at some point in time, Bergs, by virtue of the odds that always work against you, they don't have any conscience. They don't have any moral guide to them. They're simply odds. And they're simply a house edge. I don't care if Bergs takes $1 million and runs it up to 10 million. Yeah, the food too, traveling. If Bergs takes $1 million and runs it up to 10 million, it doesn't matter. Because let's say he's forced to play the same thing all the time, or he's forced to gamble a certain amount of money every day. Guaranteed that at some point in the future, all of his money will be gone. It's the certainty of ruin of the odds of Vegas. So the more they get you there, the more they keep you there, the more certain that your money's, the more certain that the flow is going to go back in their direction. They don't need everybody to be a big winner. They just know in the aggregate, the big flow of millions of people coming through there, that most people are going to drop on a 3% edge. Every time they cycle their money through, they're going to drop 3 to 4% per cycle until they've run that over about 25 times, and then they just leave without their money. Yeah, the Baki burger is pretty good. That's expensive as hell, though. That's like in the Miracle Mall shops down there, Baki, isn't it down there? Like Planet Hollywood or something in there. Yeah, casinos love the high rollers. They wine them, dine them, and then screw them. That's right. That's exactly right. Because they know that the more, hey, lockdown, they know that the more times that you come there, the more certainty of your ruin is. Yeah. Yeah, if you go with 50K and if you lose that in a couple hours, let's say that you're betting craps at, or you're betting 5,000 a hand on blackjack or something like that, they're still gonna, at the end of it, they're still gonna, hey, we're gonna net you back they want the goodwill, you know, because they know you're stung like 50K. They know that you're feeling like you just got popped one. So they're usually going to drop like a 25% rebate on it. They're going to say, okay, here's 12 grand back. Will you come back again? Yeah, the Margaritaville Jimmy Buffet restaurant, that's in the Flamingo, Diane. They have real good margaritas there. Absolutely. Perfect place. Yeah. Bergs would be drunk in the first half hour and lose his welfare check in the next half hour. Man, traveling here. Oh, that's funny. Traveling's like, really? Who has more leisure than a worm? Right. Yeah, it's a fun place to be. It's a fun place to be. That's for sure. I just always have a fun time there, and I don't even know if I gambled the last time. I don't even know if I'm trying to think if I even gambled. Hey, Jen, did I gamble in Vegas last time at all? I don't even think I gambled last time. Oh, I did put the only machine I really gamble on is I put $20 into the mega bucks, the one that has the $10 million jackpot, because some slob's going to win. Why not me? Right? You might as well bet a machine that could change your life, right? When you come to Florida, I hope you're bringing your metal detector. Yeah, probably not this time lockdown, but we'll be down in Florida. We're going to be looking at a place. We're going to be looking at some park models and stuff down there to see what's going on. Yeah, love to see some drone footage over. We'll get that stuff. Well, guys, I'm going to shut it down. It's been a fun one tonight. I'm going to help Missy Jen get cleaned up and ready for bed. So I want to thank you guys for coming in tonight. I really had a blast tonight. 2 hours of fun time. Hondo, good to see you, my friend. Awesome, awesome, awesome. King of all things. Diane, Rub, everybody, Greg, who else in here I need to give a shout? Lockdown, Susie, love you. Oz, nice to see you, sweetie. And Traveling the USA, awesome to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight. The Bergs, as usual. I want to thank each and every one of you. Joey D, thank you, sweetie. I know you hated it, but we got a morning chooch tomorrow. Right. Make sure to watch tomorrow's morning chooch. It's going to be the smelliest one in the history of our channels. Love you guys. Have a good one. Mwah.